Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? How you doing? This is Blorange Tears, a Knicks channel. So if you're seeing this on Big Tone's channel or Gregory Castillo's or on the Spurs versus everyone or on Big Tone's channel, we are about to do a major crossover event on a Friday night, right? We're going to talk that talk the way that you guys like to have that basketball talk to y'all. We're going to be absolutely real. We're going to answer some tough topics. We ain't scared of nothing, right? We ain't scared of nothing. We're going to talk. Now, we might not be here all night, but what we will do is answer these tough questions and talk that real talk, right? So first, let me introduce a guy that we've been seeing around YouTube with a young up and coming channel, right? Their franchise is on fire right now. It's the rage of the NBA. All the talking points in the NBA just about surrounds this dude's team, the San Antonio Spurs. Blorange Tears, Big Tone, Spurs versus everyone, man. Put your hands together for Gregory Castillo.
What's going on? Blorange Tears is up, Nick Nation. We in the building. The 2-0 is here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And my next dude probably doesn't even need an introduction, right? But in our short time, like interacting with each other, I consider my man family already. And this came about and this basically came about just the Knicks and the Heat in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I guess he found out that I keep it a seed and he liked that. You know what I'm saying? He know I keep it a stack and he respect that. And I respect the fact that that my man keeps it 10 times 10 every time I see him, man. You know, Spurs versus everyone, Blorange Tears, Big Tone, Miami Heat fans, Spurs fans, Knicks fans, put your hands together for Big Tone. Big Tone in the building.
What's up? What's up, people? Peace. Salute, like I always do, man. Salute to you and your fans, to everyone. I appreciate nephew Freeze for having me on, man. Good to meet nephew, Spurs fan. What's your name? I forgot. What did you say your name was?
Greg.
Greg. Okay, nephew Greg, man, Spurs fan. Salute to you, man. I appreciate being on with you guys, man. And yes, as y'all can see, ain't no hands about it, baby boy. Die hard Miami Heat, 35 years when they came in. Just like nephew said, just a quick introduction. I'm Miami everything, but I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, just so y'all know. So I know that's a little different.
Right,
I'm Miami everything, man. You know, I tell them all the time. I've been a Miami Dolphin for 53 years, Miami Heat for 35 years, Miami Hurricane for 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? But basketball, I'm diehard Georgetown Hoya. That's the only thing. Yeah, my college basketball is Georgetown Hoya. So just so
Hoya paranoia. I see you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
sir.
Man.
So I appreciate nephew for having me on, man.
Hey, so let me. I want to start with Greg first. Just I want to ask him just a couple of quick questions, just to get his perspective on some stuff, right? So Greg, my first question is, why in the world do a San Antonio Spurs YouTube channel?
I mean, this is my home. This is, something that I was, the privilege to see some of the greatest basketball players and the greatest basketball years, and just something that's inbred in our city, in our culture. The Spurs are entwined with us, and it just brought so much happiness to my life. And I just, I hear a lot of people talk about the Spurs, and I just thought I could bring a different perspective, different just a little different vibe to the Spurs culture and Spurs like nation, and try to help grow this. So it's something that I was like, hey, let's do something, man.
Right. No doubt. And then plus the Spurs over the years have been one of the most stable franchises in the NBA. So it's easy to do content. You don't even have to create. All you basically have to do is report.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, for the Spurs, since they've been so stable over the years. Let me ask you this, boss.
Let's go.
Do you feel like the Spurs' recent #1 draft pick, Victor Wembanyama, can have the same impact on the NBA as former #1 picks by the San Antonio Spurs big men, David Robinson and Tim Duncan?
Yeah, I think on both ends of the court, he can provide stability to both offense and defense. He's a young kid. He's going to have a lot of growing pains. He's going to have to mature physically, emotionally, and on the court to get to that level. But there's no better place to go to San Antonio, and he stays injury free. Our developmental system, Greg Popovich, just signed a 5-year deal. I don't think there's any better place where he can reach his potential than San Antonio.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. As a Knicks fan, I could see the Spurs getting the #1 pick from a mile away. I could see this coming as of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God.
It felt like destiny, right? Our 50-year anniversary was at a time we were celebrating all the prior years. We started breaking ground on a new $500 million facility in San Antonio. We started to branch out to Austin and surrounding Texas areas to really, Tony Parker, he played for Asheville, which is Tony Parker's team. He had connections with Boris Diaw, obviously, big man, transition, a generational big man. Everything was, the stars were aligning,
Right.
To give us Victor Wembanyama.
Right. As you were talking just now, it dawned on me that Miami and the Spurs played in the NBA Finals. That just dawned. It dawned. I was trying to figure out what connection it was, right? But let me, Let me bring in Big Tome and listen. Nobody has a bigger personality in the NBA universe on YouTube than Big Tone, in my opinion. And I watch everybody, right? I watch everybody, bro. I'm watching Utah Jazz. I'm watching Sacramento Kings. I'm watching all these YouTubers. Nobody hold the audience like my guy. But let me, Big Tone, I want to ask you this. Why would you start a Miami Heat YouTube channel? Like, what would Big Tone get out of starting a YouTube channel for the Miami Heat fan base?
My reasoning, of course, I used to watch all the other young guys, man. I didn't know nothing. I'm old school, man. As y'all know, I'm probably the oldest one on here. I'm old school, but I watched the other streamers and all, and I noticed that they had, their teams. And I'm like, okay, so when I was going on their streams, we would go in, you know what I'm saying, with my team. And I noticed the Miami Heat hate to the 10th power, you understand? Which was good to me. I love that. I love camaraderie. I love all that. But then I just thought, so my nephew, said, oh, man, my real nephew, he like, oh, you got to, your voice and you got to get a YouTube. I'm like, well, look, man, how I do that? There ain't no problem with it, me being retired and everything. And I'm like, how I do that? You know what I'm saying? Just let me know how I do, nephew, because it's going to be Miami Heat, Miami Dolphin all day long. Ain't nothing to it. And I'm ready for these bums. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, my personality, like you say. And so he helped me with it, man. 2 years. This is my second year doing it. And I'm shocked that it grew, the way that it was growing the way that it's, growing. Me just being consistent with it. And like I say, I don't, my stance on Miami is not delusional. When I believe, I believe. When I know my team, I know my team. I know our system. I know how we work. I know that it's not about star power. It is about the system that's supposed to put in place. It's funny that you have nephew Greg with the Spurs because the two top coaches is Popovich, then Spo. You understand what I'm saying? Now, people might not like it, but hey, I might lie, you might lie, he might lie. Number, that's all right. That's all right. Number,
you can't argue with
what
that.
To say he might lie. hey, what to say he might lie, she might lie, but numbers don't lie. And the two top coaches in the NBA right now is Spo and Eric Spoelstra. I mean, Popovich and Eric Spoelstra. You understand what I'm saying? So, and even Spoelstra say a lot of his mannerism and everything, his coaching come, from the way Popovich coach. You understand what I'm saying? So Spoelstra, of course, coming from the video world of the Miami Heat, when Pat Riley tapped him to be the youngest coach at the time. This dude was just something special. Of course, Pat Riley being the juggernaut that he is in this league, man, and to Spoelstra, it was. Now, of course, we went through that phase of the LeBron thing. Oh, of course, anybody can coach LeBron. Okay, cool. That's what I had to deal with. That's what the Miami Heat fans had to deal with. Well, you can't say Miami Heat now because the last 4 years, last time I checked, the Miami Heat and even did more than what LeBron did. 3 Eastern Conference Finals and 2 finals in 4 years. Ain't no coach, did that, with the role players that we have. So that's coaching. That's a system. That's a culture in order to do that. Next man up mentality. This is what I get into with everybody else because a lot of the young guys, and look, I'm telling y'all now, everybody who's listening, nephew, them here, I'm old school. I never played that one-man stuff. I never played that ISO stuff. It was always about team. Never made no excuses about injuries. Don't give me injuries because it happens to anybody. So when that man go down, that's why you develop your bench player just in case that man go down to step up. Because I don't want to hear nothing but, we lost due to injury. I mean, that's fair. Some people do go by that because I'm in a new era now. So I'm trying to get with the injury. But even my old school, even my old school ways won't allow me to make that excuse. You understand what I'm saying? So when we doing what we doing and the way that we are doing it is because the system and the culture and the development squad that the Miami Heat have, man, is that allow us to do what we do. We literally can take G leaders, which we had. Remember, we had nine unsigned players on our team going to 3 Eastern Conference Finals and 2 finals. See, they was undrafted. So, when they say you're undrafted, that means you ain't good enough to play in the game. Well, obviously something was put together that them undrafted players did more than what the top players in the NBA, your so-called GOAT and all these people did in 4 years. They didn't, in actuality, they did more in 4 years than some of the best players did. You understand what I'm saying? In their careers. So my thing in putting it together, I wanted to put that out, you know what I'm saying? And I knew, like I said, by being on other streams, everybody got this game plan that they do, man, the clickbait stuff. Like I said, I'm learning, but I see what they do. So I play the game sometime and I do what they do, but I don't do the lying thing. If you feel like your player's better than me, then he's better than the player that I got. But don't try to create stuff. Don't try to make up stuff. Show it, prove it, and back it up with what he done on the court with the eye test. Because everything is not stats, And the young guys today have this thing about they go by stats, stat this, stat
and
that.
analytics and data and everything.
Analytics, right? This is what they go by. This is their thing today. Well, analytics didn't get Lakers to the finals this year, did it? No. LeBron outscored people, average 30 points and all that. Analytics didn't get them; they did it. Yeah, exactly.
Sacramento didn't make it.
Sacramento, exactly. Clippers and all your great players and KDs and all these analytics. Yeah, they didn't get them though. They got their ass bounced. So stop it with the analytics. It help is a time and place for it. Don't get it twisted. But my thing with analytics is that's for retirement. That's when they're going to the Hall of Fame. That's not a right now thing to me.
Then you look back at it.
It's a win-lose thing to me.
Yeah.
Then you look back at your analytics and say, okay, well, this is what he did because this causes him to get to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But as of right now, no, it is not just analytics. Now, don't get it twisted. We got to get a certain type of scoring. You have to average certain type to get to the level that you need to get to. And your bench player who comes in, just in case you're not doing it, has to, reach to a certain level where you need to get to the next level. So I get that. But when you only go by the analytics of everything, I find that as an old school to be a problem. And this is what I bump heads with these young guys today. And like I said, I'm learning, man. Look, I'm old school.
No, and they're learning too.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But they die by it. They go off the cliff with it. Is do or die. This is what they do. So I just speak my piece in it, tell them how I feel, and you always know, like I just said, well, if you go by analytics, LeBron, KD, and all them boys, they did well. Averaging 30 points, 35 points. Look at even that's you're gonna ready to speak on Dame Lillard. He averaged 32 points yesterday. Where was he at? Last year. Where was he at? He couldn't even get in the plan. So
we're gonna talk Dame. We gotta talk Dame. I want to save that for a separate thing,
okay.
because Dame Lillard is multi-pronged. But what I want to do is ask Greg this. So Greg, listen, man. The Spurs historically keep a generational talent on deck. And when I say keep, I'm talking about as far back as I remember. Bro, I'm in my 50s. I'm a 60s baby, right? Every time, as long as I can remember, the San Antonio Spurs have had a generational talent up until recently. And to me, it begs the question. I gotta ask a Spurs fan: has the Spurs front office lost their touch? Right, and the reason why I'm asking that is because, man, listen, I remember 44 used to dribble through traffic, man, and jump up in the air and just hang in the air and just flick that wrist and finger roll, man. And it was like the smoothest thing you ever seen in your life.
Yes, sir. I got Iceman, baby.
I got an Iceman poster in here. The Iceman coming poster, the old Nike poster.
Yes,
where
sir.
He's sitting on the block of ice like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I keep that poster on deck, bro, because when I was a kid, when I 13, 14, bro, if you had that in your room, and this is before the Michael Jordan, this is before the Jordan poster, right?
Exactly.
This is before the Air Jordan poster. When I was a shorty, you either had the Clyde Frazier Puma poster where Clyde was in front of the Rolls Royce with the Pumas on, or you had the Iceman Cummins poster. But the thing about the Spurs is this, and I'm gonna get right to it. Have the Spurs front office lost their touch?
I think they took a major. I think everything was rolling, and then the Kawhi situation happened, and that really threw a wrench in their plans at the time, and what they were going through, and the way they were going to transition. They've been able to transition through different players in different eras, and been able to, we were transitioning to the Kawhi Aldridge era, and we were going to put the necessary pieces of play around them. DeJounte Murray, Derek White. We see their success they're having, and being able to transfer. And then once that DeMar situation happened, we got hit with a real sledgehammer.
Right.
And we've been trying to pivot from there. Right. And some will say, we should have pivoted earlier. Traded, not brought in DeMar, maybe brought in young players. There's a word that Brandon Egan was on the table that they were trying to get OG Anunoby, different pieces. We'll never know. But they wanted to compete right then and there, probably because management wanted to not lose the money, and they had win now players.
Right.
And then LaMarcus Aldridge also chose us as a destination, and that meant a lot to us.
Right.
That was our biggest free agent ever.
Right. So right after the Tim Duncan era, it was like right on time.
So we were able. So that hit a sledgehammer, and then we couldn't really pivot really well. We wanted to be competitive, but then we also wanted to realize that we're not going to win with DeMar, and as great as DeMar and Aldridge are, they're just they're defensively, there was a lot of issues. The pieces were meant for a two-way wing like Kawhi is, versus DeMar, who struggles on defense, and then Aldridge phasing out. The NBA changed at that time too. The Aldridge, Carmelo, they're used to operating in the post.
Right.
Now it was like, hey, can you spread the floor a little bit? And that changed the game.
There, especially his reluctance to shoot the 3-pointer.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of like the anchor, the cinder block, the ball and chain to the Spurs offense. Where San Antonio, I'm not gonna lie to you, for as long as I've been watching them, they've been known for they've always had great wing players, man. Right? Like people forget about Sean Elliott. Man, Sean, probably the nicest human being ever. But man, that dude would dunk on your center. Man, look. Sean Elliott was nice, but let me.
Bruce
But
Bowen.
what I'm getting,
Bruce Bowen,
yeah, and yeah, Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen started somewhere else, right?
Yeah, he started in Miami.
Yeah, Bruce Bowen started in Miami. Yeah, so, but you guys had generally, have like a generational talent at either the 3, 4, or 5 historically, at the guard position. Other franchises may have had better guards over time, but now you guys are at a stage where you have Devin Vassell and the Johnson kid, right? Keldon Johnson and the Rodman type kid now, number
Jeremy
10.
Sohan.
Yeah, Sohan. Yeah. But and no disrespect to the Spurs, but neither of those players give me a George Gervin, Sean Elliott, Kawhi Leonard type vibe. So are the Spurs pivoting from that?
So,
are they letting it, or are they struggling to find their way in this generation of basketball?
I think they're actually the model of what you're going to need to do. Not only, I mean, they've always been the model as far as what's winning basketball. It's player movement, it's sharing the ball, it's playing as a team. Big Tone talked about it, playing the next man up mentality,
playing as a team,
developing role players, finding talent all over the place and developing them. I think with the new CBA and the way everything is going, that's got to be what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to find talent in odd places. You're going to have to develop them, and you're going to have to replace pieces really quickly around your stars. And I think the Spurs are the best equipped to operate in that and their culture. But
so I'm gonna disagree slightly. Man, in my opinion, by far the team that does that the best is Miami.
Oh, definitely.
Because hey, listen, my favorite team is in the Eastern Conference, and every year we count Miami out. Oh, they lost their point guard and their shooting guard. Yeah, they ain't gonna make the playoffs this year. And then they in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the whole time we like, oh man, they lucky they get all the breaks. And then after you see that like 5 or 6 years in a row, you're like, well, at some point this can't be luck, man. This got to be something.
Right.
The Heat had like some type of secret sauce that everybody else don't have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Big Tone, excuse me for saying this, but it can't be y'all ugly ass uniforms. It got to be something in the front office, man. It got to be something in the front office where y'all know what y'all doing, right? And I say that no disrespect, right? No disrespect to Miami.
My team against your team, baby. So everything's on the table. You know that
because some of them, some nights, bro, y'all come out there with uniforms on, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is this Miami wearing, right? But they will kick your ass, bro, in them uniforms, bro. No lie. You know what I'm saying? So great. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, especially when you say the role players and all of that, and how you develop them and find them. Yeah, I don't know if the Spurs are number one. I know they're in the top 3, 2, 3, 4 in the league. But at some point, man, you got to give Miami credit because I'm still trying to figure out who the hell Kendrick Nunn is. Who the hell is Gabe Vincent? Who the hell is Duncan Robinson? Where these dudes come from, bro?
Hightower's probably going to be another Orlando Robinson I really like coming out of college.
Oh, my God. Hightower. Well, we ain't even going to talk. And that's a homeboy. He's from Baltimore as well. And this dude defense ability, man. Oh my God. You have to watch him, man. This dude, you really have to watch it. And let me tell you something. The one person who feared this dude is Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum have like a 2-16 record against Hightower. When Hightower watches Jason Tatum, it is a lockdown that he put fear in Jason Tatum, man, to the point where it's almost like he go bed and wake up, say, I'm waiting for Boston and Jason Tatum. That's how he do when he get with Jason Tatum. But his ability to lock down, now his offense is still growing. He's still growing on the offense. But last year, man, he came through. He did what he's supposed to do, man, defense. But Spose. Well, I still have my. I'm not going on another channel with Spose. I save Spose, which comes Spose for my channel. But let me just say it like this: I disagree with Spo's rotation. Let me say it a nice way, since I'm on somebody else's channel. I disagree with Spo's rotation in the way that he did, because if he had put him in there and kept him in there against Denver, trust me, it would have been a whole lot better. I ain't saying we would have 100% won or none of that, but it would have been better, because he left Strus in there too long. Strus went from 0 to 30, and he kept him in there. So Spo's rotation, Spo has this thing, where when he like it, he like it. He gonna keep you, he believe in you, and that's what it is. It's one of those things where he believe in his players, no matter what. This is where I get into it and bump heads with the Jimmy Butler haters. Jimmy Butler through the regular season, that's why he ain't no MVP. Well, first of all, let me give you a little input on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler don't give a damn about your MVPs. Jimmy Butler don't give a damn about accolades. See, Jimmy Butler play team ball. Right. Jimmy Butler get his players around him prepared for postseason. This is why when postseason come, Miami play up here, because Jimmy Butler and Bam created and Spo created this system where you do enough in the regular season to get to the postseason, but that's not your goal. Your goal to get to the postseason to be healthy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And Miami this year behind Orlando Magic, we was the second most injured team with losses in the NBA last year, and still made it to the finals. See, just like you said, it's a system that Spo has where he can take an undrafted player, don't make no difference from 7-11, because we literally, two of the guys that we damn near got from 7-11 last year, because all our players was out. Jimmy was out, Bam was out, Tyler was out, Duncan was out. We had like 6 players out at the same time. So we had to go to the G League and literally get people on the couch. To play, because we didn't have enough players and we didn't want to keep forfeiting. So we just got players, and because of Spo's system, we took them players when Jimmy and Bam and all them was out at the same time. With Kyle Lowry's veteran leadership, even though he was, he was a little banged up, but he was able to play. And with his veteran leadership, man, we ended up #1 seed with role players last year, getting back to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Now, we missed it by that shot, by Jimmy Butler's last-minute shot to get to the finals, but then we come right back with injuries again, the #2 most injured team in the NBA. And we was 43-38 this year with the injuries that we had,
and was on the verge
to come right back.
And y'all was on the verge of losing to Chicago in the play-in.
Elimination in the play-in, the last one, because Atlanta had just wiped us out.
Yeah, Atlanta
pretty much just wiped us out in the first one, and then to go to Chicago and really battle, but that shows you tenacity, man. That shows
Chicago didn't have heart down the stretch, bro.
They didn't have it, and
Chicago
that's what Miami
no heart
has.
Down the stretch.
And that's why people get so upset and tired about. I'm sick and tired of hearing culture. Well, you're gonna hear it. Why? Because it shows in the postseason what Miami do and that culture does.
Right.
See, this is who we are. And that's what Spo put together. That's what Pat Riley, see, and of course it starts from Pat Riley, because that's what Pat Riley did. That's what he put together. That's why, somebody made a good point. Iguodala, when he was on the boys channel, former basketball player channel, and he made a point, because 2020 Iguodala was on our team when we went to the finals in 2020 against the Lakers, and he was telling me, he said, man, look, y'all got to understand this culture down there. He said, y'all notice down there in Miami, them players, you don't hear them getting in trouble in a place like Miami. You don't hear that. Now, that's next to LA, next to New York. Miami is a party capital, man. There ain't no, just like you can find anything in New York and in Cali, you can find whatever you're looking for down there. But why you don't hear that? Why you don't hear players, because it's the culture that Pat Riley put in place down there. when you come there. Is the 5% that you got to be fat, 5% fat, which comes that you have to. Is the constant workout. When Miami practice, they don't do no soft practice. They do regular NBA practice. You're gonna earn this spot. When you out there playing against each other, you're gonna bang heads. You're gonna do just like you do when it's a regular season game or when it's a postseason game. This is how they prepare the Miami Heat players. This is the culture that's in Miami. So this is why these guys, when you look at him as a G leader and he out there playing like he was the #1 pick, it's because the culture that Miami is a system that Spo has created. And every team now, you got to have talent. You know,
you gotta have.
You can't just, you got to have something there, goddamn. You can't have nothing. You got to have something. But Miami takes what other teams don't have the time to do with other players. So they either wait, just because Max Strus, for instance, he was with Boston.
Right. And Boston cut him.
And Boston cut him, waive him. Why? Because they didn't have time to develop what he was good at.
Right.
And that was the sharpshooter. But what Miami did, he was sitting at home. When Miami called him into last year, 2022, he was literally on his couch. Miami seen film of him. That development coach in the Miami Heat system seen that film of him and called him on the couch and brought him to the Miami system. And now look, he getting paid. Same way with Gabe Vincent, getting paid.
Right.
Because what Miami, the development.
Don't forget Kendrick Nunn.
Oh my God.
Forget about Kendrick Nunn.
And Kendrick Nunn. The only thing messed Kendrick Nunn up with, and I knew, and that was my man. I'm telling y'all, Kendrick Nunn, man. I did not want him to leave, but number one, in 2020, he got that COVID.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that.
Yes, he got COVID, and he was out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yep.
Then, soon as he got back, got healthy, got back, like a week later, he got that groin injury.
Yep.
And when he got that groin injury, his game went down. But it was stable enough for us to be able to trade him in 21. And that's the reason why we trade Kendrick Nunn, because after the COVID and after that groin, that injury that he had, his game just fell off, and
he couldn't get back in rhythm. You could see it because
he couldn't get back in rhythm.
Dragic was balling out of the blue.
Exactly.
Dragic was balling out of the blue, man. So it just
so that's why we got, and our man Kendrick and Tyler, when them two was on that field, on that court, I mean, there was, bruh, Stephen there was like, look, because like always, don't nobody get Miami, just like you said, ain't nobody look for Miami to do nothing. But when Miami was doing what they're doing before it shut down that COVID, even Stephen there was like, man, look, let me tell y'all something. I did not see this in Miami. I don't know who the hell them boys is over there. I did not see this shit in Miami. I'm going to have to rethink this, bro. Them boys, I don't know who a Kendrick, he said the same thing. I don't know who a Kendrick Nunn is. I don't know who the hell a Duncan Robinson is. But, man, whatever Miami doing to them guys, man, and they are undrafted players, G leaders, but, boy, that diamond in the rough that Miami got, and it went on from there, man. And that's what Miami does. That, I'm telling you, man, that scouting team that Miami got, man, look, you ain't got to like Miami, bro. But one thing you're gonna respect, you're gonna respect that organization that they have, bro, and the way they do things.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. Greg, what's it gonna take for San Antonio to get back to the place where they feel like they belong?
Is
it roster issues? Is it time?
It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. It's gonna talk. Like we talk about culture. It's about team growing together organically, developing that trust and love for one another, and believing in one another. Those are essential, intangible things that teams need to win. And I think we're gonna just keep growing as a team. We're gonna hit some ups and downs, but we're gonna just keep growing, accumulating talent, and trying to put this all picture together to form a contending level team and hopefully a championship level team. And it's going to take time to do this.
Okay.
And it just depends. I mean, obviously the development of Victor is probably paramount, and on this.
How
train.
soon? So let me ask this. I'm going to ask a real pointed question about your team and their division. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Spurs right now, as it looks today, are not in a good place, man.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that disrespectfully to the Spurs,
Mhm.
but Dallas has this kid, Luka Doncic, bro. And that kid is like what, 24, 25 years old? That dude looks like he's gonna be a star for the next 10 seasons, at least.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the Pelicans are the Pelicans in y'all division too?
Yep.
The Pelicans
Yeah,
have
they in
this
the
boy.
Western Conference. Yeah.
Yeah. The Pelicans have this cat, and I think he my cousin, bro. Because you know what I'm saying, I'm told he my cousin, but just because dudes are big don't mean they related, right? But the
Right.
Pelicans have this dude. The Pelicans have this kid Zion, bro. To be 270 pounds, bro. He remind me of when I saw Julius Pepper run down Michael Vick. A human being that big should not be able to move like that,
Be
man.
that fast, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And so when you think about that, and then when you think about what Houston is doing, like as we speak, Houston is trying to put to get together a trade package for Joel Embiid, right? As we speak, right? This is what I don't know what Houston is doing, but for all the lottery picks that they have, all the talent, raw talent that Houston, no disrespect to San Antonio, but in my belief, in my opinion, Houston has more raw NBA talent, just like physical talent. Physical talent don't win championships. Now, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, but you have to have a base. You have to have something to start with. And when you look at San Antonio, when you look at San Antonio, you think maybe Vic is 3 years away from being who we think he's going to be, right? And in those 3 years, is Jeremy Sohan going to be a difference maker? Is Keldon Johnson going to be the difference maker? Is Devin Vassell going to be the difference maker? I don't know if and that's why we have you here so you can explain it to us. But I don't know if San Antonio could compete with the Pelicans, who have Trey Murphy, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, all of them. And then the Spurs are trying to find their so in light of all of that I just mentioned, what are the Spurs going to have to do in order to leapfrog the pack? I understand the organic growth thing that you mentioned, but I'm talking about strategically. What are the Spurs going to have to do?
Well, I think they're going to have to bring in. I love Zach Collins. He's a little bit better version of Isaiah Hardenstein. He can hit the three. Very talented passer, underrated defender. Probably best as your backup big, but he definitely is. We'll find out what he is because he's coming back from injury and he's had a really good season. So we'll see what a full. But we're probably gonna need a Mitchell Robinson level defender to put, because the quickest way to contention, right, is defensively. And so we've got a big piece, a help defender in Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be a generational help defender.
And Sohan's going to be a great
Sohan is another one that's a versatile defender that's going to be able to switch on them. They're going to be able to switch and guard the rim and do a lot of things. So putting a big the right big next to Victor to guard the rim, you see like what Cleveland did with Mobley. They put Jared Allen right next to him, and that kind of elevated their defense because we were one of the worst defense, in history, and especially in the NBA, but in history too, unfortunately. So putting those two level pieces will automatically elevate your defense pretty quickly.
Okay.
We have Jeremy Sohan. We have one of Knicks finest, Reggie Bullock, who's on the team now. I think he's a very underrated player. I think we'll be able to use him a little bit like we used Danny Green. He'll be able to guard point guards. He'll be able to disrupt a lot of things. He's one of the best screen navigators and shoot chasing players in the league. Obviously you upgrade to Grimes, who's the better version of Bullock.
Bullock, yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely have him in place. You know, if everything goes correctly, we can kind of shift pretty quickly. I think if you put those two pieces, a center and a Reggie Bullock, and we figure out who of Vassell and Keldon really pop, then you just really have to address the point guard situation at that point.
Okay.
And
so
then,
so with the team so young,
Mhm.
what type of point guard are you looking to? Are you looking for a young point guard to grow with a young team, or do you bring in a veteran point guard to teach those young players how to play NBA basketball, and then bring a young point guard off the bench?
yeah, I think we're going to go with the veteran route. I think eventually we have Trey Jones in line. He's a very good table center. He's like his brother. He's a very good, point guard that gets you to a point, right? They're mostly served as backups, but they're definitely high serviceable backups.
When I think of him, I think of Chad Pennington, bro. you remember Chad Pennington, the quarterback for the Jets quarterback? Well, he's not a great. He don't have a cannon arm, but he is not going to do anything to make you lose. Like he just rock steady. Like you put him in there, he's not going to throw the ball 70 yards in the air, but he going to get you in the right blitz pickup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He going to get the ball to the right receiver.
He has the relationship that Knicks fans had with Alfred Payton. Just like a really good defensive point guard that's going to be serviceable for that time period, but you're going to eventually have to gear up and get you a point guard.
To upgrade, a difference maker. And
usually the Spurs have notoriously had a two-man game between their point guard and their big. Those are kind of been the offensive weapons in the Spurs system. So I believe, you saw the same thing with like the Chicago Bulls when they had D-Rose.
Right.
And y'all now have, Brunson as an offensive weapon at the guard position, the point guard position. Right. I think eventually that's what and we had Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, obviously.
Right.
I think eventually that's kind of like where we're going to transition to, is having a, scoring something similar to like OKC had an SGA, because we had drafted a Canadian point guard that we were going to groom to be the future of the franchise. But he, obviously didn't work out for notorious reasons. But so now we're in a conundrum where we don't have that in place. So I do think we're going to be looking out for we're going to draft the point guard, obviously, but I think depending on how fast Victor is ready could dictate whether we go and also like the market changes quickly, right? Like maybe if a Maxey becomes available, Anthony Simons becomes available, some of these young guys that we believe in, that could fill that role long term, then we looked in that direction, But if that's your last piece, I mean, you feel pretty good about your team, right? You figured out most of the positions, the role players, and everything. You have everything in place, and now you kind of just plop in that last one.
What are y'all gonna do at the three? Because I know y'all have the kid Branham that y'all like, and then you have Vassell that you like. You have Johnson who you like. All are, in today's NBA, still considered kind of short. For the three position, right? Kind of big for the two, but kind of short for the three. So what do you do in that case? Do you look to package them and go get a guy, or do you just let this thing play out over the next couple of years? You just roll the ball out there and let the kids play, or do you try to create a winning environment about Victor so he won't get that Joel Embiid syndrome where he's playing in a trashy winning doesn't matter environment, then when he gets to big games he'll choke in a big game in a heartbeat type situation?
Definitely we'll just roll the ball out and see how everything, because you got to see how everything plays out. You got to see who gels with Victor, what the eternal growth is from Vassell and Keldon. Keldon is similar to RJ Barrett on a defensive end. They're pretty bad.
Right.
But I think Keldon's a little better than RJ in terms, not of potential, like how their ceiling is, but necessarily what they need to fill that role.
Okay.
As far as catch and shooting, attacking closeouts, finishing, I think Keldon can do that better than RJ at this point.
Right.
And especially what he showed from last year, but we have to see if that's real.
The back channel talk is both of these players are patterning themselves after Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Keldon has a very, like, in terms of, like, a lot of people look at the sexiness of your game, right? Keldon just has, like, I'm going to go right through you and just impose my will on you.
Right.
and get downhill and just go right through you to the basket. And similar like Jimmy Butler is like, it's not sexy, but Jimmy Butler's going to get it done. It's effective and it's going to get it done.
Smart. I ain't gonna get it done. Jimmy Butler is
Exactly.
a smart, crafty basketball player, man. I mean, bro, some of the stuff that you see Jimmy Butler do in real time, you don't notice it, but when you go back and look at the tape, you're like, okay, he took a side step right there to create the angles for him to get a shot up over a taller defender. That's crafty. You know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to do with vertical or how tall you are or how fast you are, how strong. He just do the little stuff. Like I saw him the shot over Jason Tatum. Man, all he did was take a side step at an angle where Jason Tatum either had to foul him or let him shoot. And Jason Tatum chose not to foul him, and he got his shot up and made it. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler, man, is that type of player. Historically, Jimmy Butler's remind me of
his IQ.
Yeah,
that IQ.
One of the most underrated players, I think, in NBA history is a dude named Larry Bird, right? Like you always wonder, like, how the hell is this always open? You know what I'm saying? You always, because he ain't gonna outrun you, he ain't gonna outjump you. That's for certain.
Right.
But dudes like that, man, they are so crafty, man. Where
I think the best thing about Jimmy Butler is like his just will and his competitive nature. Like, he's gonna get it done. Man.
He's a perfectionist, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna get it done. He's gonna put everything. He don't.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people can't handle that. This is why in the past teams that he played, they called him a problem. You know, so they made it look like he was the problem. Well, as we can see with Miami, no, he wasn't the problem. Y'all was the problem. When he was having that dispute with Cat over there in Minnesota, it was because Catman was lazy. They didn't have the winning mentality. They didn't get up 3 o'clock in the morning. They didn't take their craft serious. Yeah, they knew they was good enough to just go out there and play the bare minimum, get the shots, get some points. See, that's all they looked at. So when he was going with that, with him and Wiggins and all that going back and forth, they made it look like it was Jimmy. But what Jimmy is a perfectionist. Jimmy is about teamwork. Jimmy is about, look, let me say this, man. Can't nobody stop Jimmy in this league. Now, if Jimmy was the selfish player that sometimes I want him to be, because sometimes he's too goddamn unselfish. You understand what I'm saying? But if he was the player that I want him to be sometimes, Jimmy could average 40 points a game. Can't nobody stop Jimmy in this league. I'll say it again. Can't nobody stop Jimmy in this league. But Jimmy is it's to a fault.
Right.
Now, we can say it's to a fault, but then when you look at it, it's like, no, he is not unselfish to a fault. What Jimmy does, Jimmy play to get everybody involved. I'm going to make sure you're ready. I'm going to get your confidence. I'm going to raise your confidence level. That's what leaders do. That's the definition of making your teammates around you better.
Right.
I don't care if you miss 5 shots in a row. Boom. Go get it. Get that confidence up. Don't worry about missing.
Right.
Yeah, I know I could have made that shot. I know I could have made the layup. I'm not worrying about that. It's regular season. I ain't worrying about that. Get this thing going. Because by the time postseason, that's where we're going to elevate and be ready. And you're going to be ready with me.
Right. You remember that in Chicago?
So
you remember that in Chicago, right? Where it was Dwayne Wade versus Jimmy Butler and Rajon Rondo.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Exactly.
Ray Rondo and Jimmy Butler trying to get them kids to win, and the other cats was just trying to.
Who was the reason he come to Miami? It was D Wade.
Right.
D Wade told him, "No, you got to get out of here, bro.
Yeah,
I got a place for you, man, where villains are welcome, because all they do is call you a villain,
right?
And I got a place. Get to Miami. Don't worry about it. It was Jimmy. It was D Wade who got Jimmy down there and said, "Man, this way you need to be." But Jimmy's mind and everything, and this is why they fit like a glove. Right. Jimmy Butler, because Miami, Pat Riley don't play the laziness. Pat Riley, oh yeah, and they fit like a glove, bro. Right. And you don't hear, do you hear any problems? And when people seen that little fight, quote unquote, argument on the sideline when Jimmy and Spo, that's the competitiveness.
Right. I was gonna say people that care. People that care are gonna have them kind of moments. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna have them dead moments.
Now, if it wouldn't happen like that, I'd have been thinking like, they don't care about that.
Okay, what's really going? They don't care about nothing. Exactly. Right. And just like people say when they ask me, "Oh, Jimmy Butler, him and they're ready to fight," and asked D Wade on TNT after in one of the games when D Wade was hosting TNT after that incident, and D Wade told him, he said, "Man, Jimmy Butler, were they ready to fight?" And Jimmy, man, D Wade sat back nice, said, "Man, let me tell y'all something, man. That's kiddie shit what y'all just see there.
Right.
Put a camera in the locker room.
Right.
Oh no, ain't no joke. Put a camera in the locker room.
Right.
Now I'm gonna show you what fighting and what camaraderie is, because in that locker room, everybody is held accountable.
Everybody.
They don't give ain't no stars. Hey, D Wade, ask him when he thought he was a star.
Right.
Hey, Pat Riley said, "Oh, you're a star? Yeah, your ass suspended. Come here later again."
Right.
And you find $200.
Right.
Yeah. No, ain't no stars there, bro, because it's a winning mentality. It's a competitiveness, and everybody, gets involved, and that's why Jimmy fits so well. That's why Jimmy said, "There's no other team I'm ever playing for. When I finish playing basketball, Miami Heat is the only place that I'm hanging up with."
You know why? I mentioned that, Greg? You know why I mentioned that? Because there were teams that had. Listen, man, I used to watch the Miami Heat a long time ago before this culture, right? And when I'm talking about pre-Alonzo Mourning, I think with Miami,
right,
the line in the sand is Alonzo Mourning. Before Alonzo Mourning, I used to see Miami come out there. They used to be fancy, bruh. Dudes with good-looking hair. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Miami had Billy
Hardaway
Owens
and all them boys early on, right?
Yeah. I remember Billy
but
Owens.
He was just the Pat Riley effect hadn't really took effect then, though.
No, not them. I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about Hardaway and Marley and them. I ain't talking about Mashburn and them. I'm talking about Khalid Reeves and and all them boys where they were fancy, bro. I ain't know if they was rapper, entertainers, or basketball. Ronnie Cycler used to have the most beautiful hair you ever seen in your life, and Miami wasn't winning shit. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Miami, because we all have a history. We all got to come from somewhere, right? This ain't disrespecting them. They was an expansion franchise trying to find their way, right? But man, I remember them days, bro. And then all of a sudden, one year, Pat Riley leave the Knicks and go to Miami. And the first thing I'm thinking, like, oh, and this is from a Knicks fan perspective now. Oh, crap. We already got Indiana to deal with every year. We already got Chicago to deal with every year. Pat Riley get them boys right, now we dealing with three. It's going to be a battle royal every year. Miami, Chicago, and Indiana. And what did Pat Riley do? He got Miami right. Right? You could tell.
Military, tell, right? It was like a military thing. Yep.
Yeah. And Pat Riley went there, and it was like winning over everything. Ain't nothing important except winning.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. And that's what they did. You got 5% fat. You can't be over 5% fat. Excuse me. Your workouts, then all that shit, and like I said, you in Miami, bro. You in, like I said, the third most partying. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But that's another story. That's a whole nother story. And for that to be that like down there with them, top into basketball players and them high level basketball players, and you don't hear that drummer down in a place like that, bro. That's discipline. That is an organization that got things in lock, bro. They don't give a damn who you are. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm telling you, it's easy to get in trouble, Dan. Come on, man. LA, New York, Miami, bro.
Right. Easy.
It ain't nothing to get in trouble. Come on, man.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? So for you don't hear that down there in Miami, and when Eagle, said that, man, it was like, yeah, that's what I be trying to tell people. You don't hear that down there in Miami.
Right.
You just don't, because first of all, Pat Riley y'all practicing 18 hours a day.
Yeah,
that's number one. So then, like you said, by the time we finish practicing, by the time we finish, man, ain't nobody feel like going out no goddamn party.
No.
By the time Pat Riley dug your ass, man, ain't nobody gonna feel like going out party. But it's also a disciplinary action. That now look, if you do go out, because you're a grown ass man, you know they can't stop you from going out. But if you do go out, it's gonna cost you. Right. It's gonna cost you. Now go out there and do that foolish shit. Because we don't care who you is over here. Your ass gone, you bring problems, you know what I'm saying? That type of problems. Not wanting to be perfect problems in the locker room, but that type of foolishness. And that's why you don't hear it in Miami, man.
So what's the future look like for Miami?
Don't hear that. The future look like for Miami, man, we're gonna go young. That's why I say everybody now is going young. See, they're getting this from Miami. They're understanding now. This all this LeBron, this KD is Harden, all this drama diva shit. This shit is weeding out. That's why I like teams like Oklahoma, like Spurs. You understand what I'm saying? And OKC and Detroit, because they're going young. They're weeding out all them old ass divas and prima donnas and all that shit. We want they're getting to the point where look, we want guys who want to play. These young guys want to play. That's why I get pissed off when I hear these guys on these streams keep talking about a fucking LeBron and a KD. Hold on, man. You got SUG there, you got the young boy for y'all, the Spurs, playing like hell. You got the boy over there with the Rockets playing, man, and putting work, man. You got the boy over there in Detroit putting in work, man. And y'all still talking about these old ass bastards. Come on, man. Start giving these boys their prop, man.
Right.
Because last time I checked, OKC ripped the new one twice to Lakers' ass.
Right.
And y'all ain't giving them boys their props.
They on the way.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Get these young guys. Let's talk about. That's why another thing too. When they go these streams, I don't talk about all that old shit. Oh, and they didn't get it done in 2007, 2011. I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
Y'all have that. Tell me what SG them did. Who the battle? Who gonna battle? Who gonna stop SG? What the young boy? What these boys gonna battle? Talk about the young boys today. I don't want to hear that shit back the old school shit. Give me these young boys and what they're gonna do. Give me the Tyler Heroes. Give me the boy Claxton over there, the young center over there in the Brooklyn Nets.
In Brooklyn, yeah.
I want to hear about them. I don't want to hear them old ass bastards jumping from team to team to team to try to get a super team and all this bull crap. I don't want to hear that, man. So it's your stream. You do what you want on your stream. Over here, Big Tone stream, Open Sports Talk. We ain't doing that here. We giving these young boys their clout here right now.
Right.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's so Miami is going young. They're getting these guys, man. Like I
said,
the
expectation is at least the Eastern Conference Finals again.
Eastern Conference Finals. That's right. Okay. Bill, we ain't accepting nothing else because again, we don't make excuses. And Jimmy got about good 3-4 years. And then Bam is our future. Because remember, Bam is only 25, 26 years old.
Right.
So he's still our future. You know what I'm saying? Now,
how good is this kid Jaquez?
This trade thing.
How good is that kid Jaquez? The Jaquez kid that y'all just drafted.
Jaime Jaquez out of UCLA.
Yeah.
This dude, he already NBA ready.
Okay.
He's 22 years old. He's the oldest NBA. He's the oldest dude. He's a rookie, but he's the oldest rookie. You understand? Oh, he NBA ready. Now all Sport them gonna do is development. They're just gonna develop him. Now, again, with this Dame thing, I don't know how they're doing it. So I don't even know. Are they willing to give up Jovic? Because we got another young guy, just like Jokic in
Jovic.
Denver.
You're talking about Jovic. Yeah,
Jokic. Well, his name is Jovic, right? He's like 10 miles. He grew up 10 miles from in Salem or whatever the damn country they is. They grew up right around the corner from each other, basically, almost.
Okay.
Right? And this boy is 6'11". This boy can play point guard. This young boy is ready.
Can handle now. He can handle.
This boy is ready. Now, will Miami be willing to put him on the block to get Dame? I don't know yet. See, that's what I said. Nobody knows what this trade thing gonna be like. So I'm looking at it as, look, I'm not worrying about Dame. You're talking about what's here now. I'm gonna talk about what's here now. I'm telling you, what we got now with these young guys and ready. And I'm telling you, their experience and this boy, Yaman, who we just, our 27th pick that we just picked up in the lottery, I'm telling you, it's still going to be problems. With Jimmy Butler and with Bam, as long as we still got Jimmy Butler and Bam, I'm telling you, it's going to be problems in the East, man. We coming. We going to be problems in the East. And
so you
I
feel like
I
y'all
tell
team is
people,
pretty young. So y'all still pretty young then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And I like the Josh Richardson pickup.
And oh man, and we brought him back. And we brought
back
Josh started with mine. Yes.
Yeah.
And for minimum, remember, we traded Josh for Jimmy Butler. That was the biggest steal that we could ever get. We traded Josh Richardson for Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Yep.
I remember that.
And to bring him back, and I did not want him. Yeah, I did not want him to give up Josh. Oh my God, I didn't want him to give up Josh. But you know, it is what it was. But to get him back,
right.
Oh man, I'm feeling good. I can't speak for like I tell everybody all the time. I don't speak for other Miami Heat fans. I want to speak for Big Tone because Big Tone put his money where his mouth is. Just like I told him from the beginning of last year. Even when we was playing the worst of worst, I put my money where my mouth is. We going to the final. And if you think I'm just saying it, if you think I'm just delusional, put your money in. Oh yeah, I won a couple dollars. I did it. Because I put my money. Go ahead.
Josh Richardson played really well in San Antonio. We got him in the Derek White trade from Boston. He played extremely well for us, and he was a great veteran leadership. And he always had the knack for hitting the shot when you needed it. Right. Like it was like when we needed to break when they were running down on us and we needed to hit a shot to like break it up, he would hit it and to stop the run from the other team. If we needed a shot to put us over the edge, he hit it. I mean, he was just a great. I was such a pleasure to have him play for the Spurs.
Yeah,
I wanted him, bro.
And we was going. We was going to make him point guard because they was building to make him when we draft him in Winslow. We were going to put Josh was going to be the leader. Josh, he was going to lead with Bam and all of them, but he wasn't ready for the point guard spot. Josh Richardson, he was that wing guy,
but he needed time.
Yeah, he just needed time. Yeah,
he needed time.
So
and Miami
he needed that
time.
wing.
Yeah,
we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So we kept him on the wing. We let him some, but he was best at that shooting guard and wing spot. And then when the opportunity came with Jimmy,
you got to do what you can to get Jimmy Butler.
You got to do, Oh yeah. They seemed like I said, and D Wade did that. Yeah, D Wade did that, bro. D Wade told him, man, no, we got a place where villains are welcome. He got to Miami. Love it.
I got to think, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The thing going on in the NBA, right, is the whole NBA is in a standstill because of the potential Damian Lillard trade to Miami.
Yep.
Right.
I know we're ready.
And the reason why it's at a standstill is because at a standstill is because once Portland commits to the rebuild, then now you're looking at peripheral pieces in Portland. Why are you keeping veterans around? You know what I'm saying? Now you got to trade the veterans to So it's gonna be a domino effect. And now, you're looking at Miami giving up certain pieces. Can they pull off the trade without giving up Tyler Hero? Probably not. But at the same time, Portland already has two shooting guards, in Shaedon Sharpe and Anthony Simons. What do you do with Simons, Sharpe, and Scoot Henderson and Tyler Hero? Right? It won't be enough basketballs to go around. So now, do you trade Anthony Simons to a team like San Antonio?
We've been linked to Tyler Hero too.
Right.
As being a third team that possibly would take him.
Right, because y'all have the salary cap flexibility to do the.
We got the picks. We got the expiring deals that a team would want.
Right.
Exactly.
My thing is though,
because like I said, Portland don't want him.
Right. They wouldn't have room for him, not with Hero and Sharpe and
it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit.
Yeah,
it wouldn't fit.
Right. And but let me ask you this: why would the Miami Heat, who can make a way out of no way, like you don't even have to know what the roster gonna look like before training camp, right? And the Miami Heat gonna be contending for the Eastern Conference Finals, right? You don't even have to know who their point guard is, right? But they're gonna compete for the Eastern Conference Finals. Why would they trade for Damian Lillard at this point in his career?
Because we definitely can use that shooting guard. Number one, that wing guy. Now, he can play point, but we can use that wing guy shooting. We can use that 30 points that he gives. Now everybody all of a sudden mysteriously now Dame don't know how to play defense. See, the hate is real, so I ain't even gonna get into it. It is what it is.
Right.
But we don't worry about defense. Our defense is so superior. We had 3 of the worst defensive players in the league. We had Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, and Tyler Hero. Yeah, there was offensive power juggernauts, but
and
they
Kevin
was no
Love
good on defense. They were getting killed.
and they had Kevin Love in the rotation.
Exactly. So, but our defense scheme and our defense superiority was so superior, we could hide them. So we never worry about what player could. Now all of them developed their defense over time, but we need that wing shooter. And here's another reason. See, people got to realize, and this is what I tell the haters all the time. Y'all ain't getting Dame. First of all, let me just get it straight. Don't give a fuck if we get Dame, because we didn't ask for Dame.
Right.
Dame asked
for y'all. Yeah.
Exactly. We were still playing in the finals. We were still playing in the finals when Dame said he wanted to go to Miami. It was after the finals, and then Dame told Portland that, look, I'm 33, be 34. I ain't got time, be around my 11th year to be rebuilding. If you pick up that third pick, Scoot Henderson, then that's letting me know you are going young, which I don't have time to sit around to be rebuild. I'm 33, brother. 11 years in. I don't have time to rebuild. I've been with you 11 years. You said you're gonna put pieces around me that I need. Now, this is what the conversation was with Dame in Portland. Okay, so you lied to the man. You picked up. You told them to tank. You told them to tank last year. Because remember, Portland was in the play-in. Damn near probably could have made the playoff. Probably could have got the 6th seed. See, people don't realize that too. But that fool, Joe Croner, the manager, told him to tank. Right. He wanted to tank so he can get the 3rd pick. So he got the 3rd pick. So you lied today. And the dude before Joe Croner, the manager before Joe Croner, he was ready to build around Dame. Right. But they got rid of him and got Croner. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But when Joe Croner came in, he wanted to start young. He wanted to rebuild. So he told Dame, set out, tank. We can get the 3rd seed. We can get possibly that boy Scoot Henderson. Blah blah blah. Here's gold. Here we go.
They was in line to get Vic too. They could have got Vic, but we all knew they was
exactly.
Vic was going to San Antonio.
But didn't know they would.
We know Adam Silver. We watched.
Rigged it. Shout out to Adam Silver. Shout out to the NBA. Appreciate
it. They wouldn't get Vic. So before, listen to me, man, and see, this is what I'm saying. People keep talking that shit. Before they could even announce that 3rd pick. The Portland Trail Blazers had picked Scoot Henderson. They had already had the goddamn cranes in front of the building in Portland taking down Dame's picture.
Yeah. Didn't a picture show up of Dame in Miami? Yeah, they have a picture of Dame in Miami.
Yeah. That's a lot of that Photoshop. I don't think that, But that's how they do when potential. What you come. But this man hadn't even been picked yet. They already had the cranes in front of the building, taking Dame picture down off the building.
So how you feel about
already
that
right there? Exactly. There you go. How do you feel about that? Now, everybody mad because he's telling everybody, I only want Miami. See, this is where the pissed off part. This is where the NBA coming in at. Because, they don't like Pat Riley, bro. The NBA Silver, they don't like Pat Riley, bro.
No, never.
So for a high caliber offensive juggernaut like Dame to only want Miami and be adamant is Miami or bust, for him to do that, they quote unquote scared of another big 3, like the LeBron shit. Now, I don't see where it's a big 3. I know Dame will help us, but I don't see. But okay, I play the game. Big 3, I play. I ain't even got time for it. But they don't want that. So now they're doing this bull crap. Everything Miami offer ain't nothing good enough. Now, so Pat Riley, come on, man. Look, Pat Riley been at this too long. First of all, you're lucky I'm giving you anything. Why? Because he asked for us. We didn't ask for him.
Yeah.
So bitch,
Y'all was minding y'all business.
I can offer you a glass of water and stay adamant. I'm only giving you a glass of water. Why? Because Dame is telling them still to this day, it's Miami or bust. I'm not going nowhere else.
Right.
So I don't have to offer you Tyler Hero and the 2 picks that we got, or try to get a third team in.
Right.
But this is what he's doing because, okay, Tyler, then that's a good pick. All right, I understand. Tyler, you already got your wings. You already got your shooter. That's fair. That's a fair game. You wouldn't want Tyler. I understand that because you already got that. Okay, so we go try to get a third team in. You don't even want that now. Now you're sabotaging. You're sabotaging the man. Because it was a pick out there, I think, with Brooklyn. This dude was going to end up with like 5 or 6 goddamn first-round picks and 3 young players.
And 3 young players.
And you talking about you don't want that, bro. You sabotaging this man.
Yeah, you don't want 8 players. You talking about 8 players for 1 player.
Come on, man.
What universe we live in? 8 players for 1 player. Yeah, he's sabotaging.
Exactly. Come on, man. Stop it with this foolishness, bro.
Right.
So Miami, like, you know what? Hey, man, look, we already we picked up Bryant, Thomas Bryant, which was a hell of a pickup, man.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know why even Lakers let him go. Then he went to Denver. He got his ring over there, but they didn't even play him right. Yeah. They couldn't afford him. Look, Miami, he's the perfect fit for Miami coming behind Bam, or even hell, sometimes might even be playing with Bam.
With Bam,
This dude, look, when he was with Lakers, bro, I'm like, this dude gonna be dangerous, man, if he get with the right team. Because I already know Lakers wasn't gonna treat him right. Not long as that bull over there. Not long as that role player. I call him role player. They can call him GOAT all they want. That nigga role player to me. LeBron James, that's right. I'm talking about him. He's a goddamn role player to me.
Right.
And long as he over there, we already knew Brian and all the rest of them, they just wasn't gonna get that shot.
All they want from their center is rebounding, man. That's all they want. That's all they want. Just put a dude down there just gonna grab all the boards. So that's it. But even all the way back to Kobe. It was like even Kobe. Kobe ain't want nobody taking shots. Kobe wanted all the shots.
Right. He wanted all the shots. And it's the same mentality. It ain't no team ball. It's ISO ball. And that's what I'm talking about. So we got him and we got Josh Richardson. So we already replaced Gabe Vincent and Max Strus with Josh Richardson and Brian, which we really needed. Thomas Bryant is really the piece that we needed because we needed another big to help Bam. Right. Because it was just too much on Bam.
Because Tyler Hero ain't going to do it, man.
He played a 5.
Not Tyler Hero, but Tyler Zeller. I'm sorry, Tyler Zeller.
Yeah.
Oh, not Zeller. Yeah, we got rid of him. He was just one of them ones that it was a right now minimum wage that we got him for, and he helped us in the regular season.
Oh, Cody Zeller.
And he did what he supposed to did. Right. Cody Zeller.
Zeller,
and he helped us for the time being, but I knew we wouldn't go keep him. I knew that was a 1-year thing. Now, I didn't think we was going to re-sign Kevin Love, though. For whatever reason, I didn't think we was going to re-sign him. But Kevin Love played a major role with us, man, in the minutes that he played. So he played a mess. So I was shocked, even though I still was shocked that we re-signed him. But he's a good pickup because all we need is that because he still can shoot the 3, he still spread the floor. He still helped when he out there with Bam, the center, and Bam now can go out there, guard that 1 through 5. Ain't got to worry about go back in, run. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Pass him, man. Kevin Love, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, we good, man. I mean, they want to play the game, man. Look, like I tell people, everybody want us get the deal done in 24 hours. Remember, it took them 7 months to get KD to the Phoenix Suns where he only wanted to play. It took 7 months. Why y'all need Miami to get it done in 30 days? Right. Why us? Why we need to get shit done in 30 days? Why we can't take 7 months?
Right.
Why we can't take 7 months? They want to play the game. Let them play the game.
It's Miami. Everybody hate Miami, bro. Everybody. Everybody. Yo, when I talk to no lie, man. Hand to the man. When I talk to Sixers YouTubers, right? I'm like, yo, who y'all hate the most, man?
They definitely.
They hate Miami, right? When I talked to the lady that did the Bucks channel, right? Talked to the lady who do the Milwaukee Bucks channel, and I'm like, yo, so who y'all hate the most? She's like, it's only one team out there that we hate, Miami, right? Yeah, you talk to the Celtics. You talk to the Celtics fan base. Oh, you know who they hate. You know who they despise. They could
Celtics, Milwaukee, and Sixers. Yeah, we have our problem with fewer y'all fans, the Knicks, but the hatred. Right. See, with the Knicks, it's just we dislike because we want to compete. But
right,
hatred,
and a lot of times we be similar. It's a lot of times
right.
we be similar.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's like two similar teams playing and you can't figure it out because y'all play the same way. Right. That's
exactly.
what it is
but
with Miami. So
but when you talk about hatred,
right.
you're talking about Boston Celtics, you're talking about the 76ers, and you're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. That is literally hatred. I hate them.
Right.
They hate us.
And they hate y'all, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, Greg, y'all just do the Spurs have a team that they hate?
It's always the Texas. The Texas thing is really getting, trying to dominate Dallas and Houston, man. Houston's been talking a lot, real spicy lately on Twitter, trying to drum up, that they got the better young core. Huh?
Houston trash. How Houston talking saucy out the lip?
We try to tell them, you got a Spurs coach in E-Man. We get it. You draft.
They got two players feeling on each other.
Yeah, you got problems, man.
I mean, come on, Houston.
No, I mean, you got a nice little young core, but let's be real here.
They ain't
Spurs
ready.
Are talking about.
Yeah, they ain't ready. Yeah, Houston, come
on.
But
you're talking two young teams too, so they're gonna build a camaraderie. It's gonna be a rivalry before it's all over. Why? Because both teams are young.
Right.
They got some veterans over there with the boy Brooks and Van Vliet and all of them over there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a build rivalry because for the most part, they both is young. So
they coming for y'all too, man. They coming, bro. I think.
Yeah, I don't see Dallas no rivalry.
Yeah, we try to do
Pelicans,
Dallas. Pelicans, they're there. The NBA is trying to generate a OKC Spurs rivalry because of Chet and Wemby, Scoot and Wemby. They're trying to do that situation,
right?
So they're trying to generate some stuff. We don't really got beef. We just want to win, man. We just want to win. We don't really care about other fan bases. We don't really get involved with that kind of stuff. We just want to win.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, in the East, bro, it's built different.
Yeah, over there in the East, I ain't gonna lie. Everybody
we built different, bro. We just built different. That hatred is real. Yeah,
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, Greg. It's old school too. It's deep rooted. Yeah. It's deep rooted, man. I remember, man, Bobby Jones, and I know you don't know who this is, right? So Bobby Jones flagrant foul, one of the Knicks, right? Popped this back in the day, back in the day, part of the culture was, you was somebody if you had a herringbone necklace, man. You know what I'm saying? Little herringbone necklace around your neck, you was somebody. Yeah, I got one for Christmas. It was like 1979, man. I was about 11, right? 12 years old, man. I get a herringbone chain for Christmas, man. I wear out the door. All the girls that wouldn't talk to me all of a sudden was talking my ear off because I had that little teeny herringbone on, right? But the Knicks coming out of the championship years, right? When we had Ray Williams and Spencer Haywood and Bob McAdoo and Michael Ray Richardson, and during that time, the Knicks were what you would consider soft. With a capital T, soft. I'm talking about soft, right? Like the image of the Knicks now, where we'll fight you for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Nah, not then. We had to develop into that, right? So our rivalries came from Boston. Used to come to Madison Square Garden and put their foot on our neck, right? They'd be up by 20 on the Knicks. And they'd be like 20 points ain't good enough for the Knicks. We got to beat them by 40. And so there was a resentment there because how you up by 40, you got Dennis Johnson on the bench laughing, waving at him, Cornbread Maxwell, Gerald Henderson, and a whole bunch of names that people don't have no idea what I'm talking about, right? But a whole bunch of old Boston Celtics.
Exactly.
They up by 40, right? They waving the towel, right? One dude was so bold. He went during the game. He went and took a shower. Right, he went and took a shower during the game and came back and sat back on the bench because he knew he was going to the party afterwards. Right, they up by 40 on us. That's how disrespectful it was. So as a young Knicks team, as a young Knicks fan coming up, watching that because when the Knicks won the championships, I was a baby, right?
Mhm.
Or not just a baby, but probably, a toddler. So them wasn't my
Right.
championships.
Three,
All I
four,
remember,
3 years. Right.
yeah, all I remember is the Bill Cartwright years. Bill Cartwright, Ray Williams, and all them guys, right? And so Boston would come in and blow us out by 40 just to prove that they could blow us out by 40. And Philly would come in with a dude named Daryl Dawkins, who had the biggest arms you ever
Yes,
seen in your
sir.
life.
Yeah, tree
And he'll
trunk.
come,
That dude broke.
yeah. And he'll come in and
Man,
be
that dude broke
elbowing
so
and
many
like,
rims, man. That
oh
dude
my
broke so many
goodness.
rims, man.
Yeah,
He
man.
broke down so many rims, Daryl Duncan, man. I'm telling you,
And
man.
you
That
couldn't
dude,
stop, and you couldn't stop him, man.
you could not. You couldn't,
Because he was
man.
too
He
quick.
was a
He was too strong, and he could jump out the gym.
right, right,
You know what I'm saying? So he'll
right.
dunk on the Knicks, and you'll see 3 Knicks on the ground, and he'll be looking, they be laughing, talking about chocolate thunder, this and all that. And so over the years, we went through these things of the physical Celtics, the physical 76ers,
Mhm.
the Milwaukee Bucks with Paul Pressey and Alvin Robertson and all of them. And then the team that we was kind of like on that upward trajectory with is the bad boy Pistons. Right? When we started getting good, they started getting good first. They had a shooting guard named Kelly Tripucka, right? But then they drafted this guard out of Indiana named Isaiah Thomas. And when they got Isaiah Thomas, the whole landscape of the league Eastern Conference changed. Because we got big guards big physical guards, man. But Isaiah Thomas, you couldn't guard Isaiah Thomas, bro. You just couldn't. And so that upward trajectory, we started getting rivalries with the Pistons because the Pistons were in the spot that we wanted to be in, right? And then the Bulls draft a guy, right? And then Cleveland draft a guy, and before you know it, it's a ballroom brawl in the Eastern Conference, and a lot of us still have those scars to this day. To this day, right? When the Knicks play the Pacers and the Pacers are trash, and Pacers fans, if y'all watching this, I still really hate y'all, right? It's a real hate, you know what I'm saying? From the 80s,
Yeah,
back when y'all had
it's a
Chuck
real
Person.
rivalry. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can feel like
it's a real rivalry.
yeah,
maybe
man.
I feel like the hatred towards the Lakers. I think that's a thing that still bothers a little bit between Spurs fans. I mean, Phil Jackson telling us that the championship didn't matter because it was a lockout season. The rivalry between Kobe, Shaq, Tim Duncan era. There's a lot of LA fans in San Antonio,
Right?
And I just think that's still we'll never do business with LA.
Right.
We weren't going to send Kawhi to LA. We're not going to.
Right.
We're not going to send any player to LA.
No, you ain't gonna no. But
we send all our players to the East.
Right. But in y'all conference, when expansion teams come in, bro, it'd be like a peaceful transition. Dudes be shaking hands before the game, hugging. See, Charlotte came in the league, and Charlotte felt like they just jump right into the fray, right? Or
Right.
Orlando them came into the league, they jumping right into the fight. The Toronto Raptors, like when the Grizzlies came in the league in Vancouver, everybody was just hoping that the Grizzlies could survive out there in Vancouver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when Toronto jumped in the league, Toronto Raptors players is out there flagrant fouling Pat Ewing. We're like, wait a minute. Ain't no respect for the older guys. And so with that said, that's why these rivalries be born. See, the thing with Miami and the Knicks is it's not.
Oh my God! Don't start it.
Yeah, it's not just Jimmy Butler and Julius Randle, bro.
No,
this
sir.
is when Miami was out there. Miami was out there playing fancy when they had all their fancy wristbands on, and Ronnie Cycli at the free throw line. Doing his. We used to mush them boys to the ground, and they ownership got tired of getting bullied by the Knicks, and they went out and got Pat Riley, bro, in his own and popping. And until Pat Riley died, it went until Pat Riley died, bro, and we all gonna do it. But until Pat Riley died, the Knicks and the Heat, it ain't never gonna be no. It ain't never gonna be even when there's respect. Even when there's respect, these teams still. When Julius Randle hit the game winner against Miami earlier this year, Man, I
Mhm.
almost lost my mind. I almost like because Tyler Hero hit that three. Man, we up by 8, and all of a sudden here come Miami. They're gonna take the lead. You
Mhm.
gonna take the lead on a dunk? If we could have got
Yeah.
it, if we had got the Tyler Hero before that, we'd have broke his neck. You know what I'm saying? On that breakaway. If we could have got to him, he knew he was running for his life trying to get to that dunk, bro, because he knew
Yes, sir.
because you gotta foul them.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Automatic. But
And then
Yeah.
the
it did
Knicks and
Rob,
us have a little beef. I said we got a little thing going. We had a little thing, between the tampering. We were accused of tampering with Porzingis.
Yeah.
And then Marcus Morris.
Thing with the Knicks,
yeah, he went to this. He had a deal in place with us, and we traded, Bertans and made room for him, and then he went to the Knicks. So it's a little bit of something organizational wise, probably.
Hey, Big Tone, I got
but
a surprise for you, bro.
This shit. Go ahead, man.
Mm-hmm. I got a surprise for you, bro. The team that I feel like hate y'all the most in the Eastern Conference. The team that I feel like hate y'all the most. And they in y'all rear view mirror, right? But you know what I'm saying, they don't say nothing, but deep down inside, they wish they could just burn down y'all arena and have y'all play in a parking lot, bro. is the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks is jealous of my man. Listen,
oh yeah.
They ain't no rival. They ain't no rivalry either. I don't think
it's not.
But
not
man,
yet.
Not
yet. But we on the verge. We are on the verge. We are on the verge of rivalry because, especially when Trae Young did that over shit. When it was what, like a minute left or something. He did that. It was up by 6 and did that over shit, and Jimmy Butler just took the fuck off. And all of we came back and tied up winning the overtime and hit what, almost 30 straight points. They ain't even score in overtime.
Right.
And beat their ass. That became man, that just became a thing. Yeah, but they are in the rearview mirror, bro. Atlanta Hawks secretly see that, but like you said, you hit it on the head. It's a quiet thing. It's not it's not like us and Bucks and Boston and Sixers. You know what I'm saying? It's a quiet rivalry on the floor right now. It ain't spill over outside yet. It's a rivalry on the floor right now.
It's coming though.
But it's going to spill over. Yeah. It's eventually, because I'm telling you something. This year going to be very, very interesting, man. This going to be a battle year. This is going to be a battle year. And like I told him that, I said, man, it's not going to be who y'all think going to be in these finals and Western Conference and Eastern Conference finals, man. I'm telling you. It's going to be a rival because, again, they underestimating these young players. They're just totally disrespecting these young players. And me being the old school look, of course, if it ain't Miami, but that's just rivalry talk when I say I don't care about nobody. But one thing I don't do, I don't disrespect my opponents, and the way that they're disrespecting these young guys is on a mission, bro.
Right.
I'm telling you, these guys are on a mission. That like the same old. Oh, in the East it's gonna be Milwaukee. It's gonna be Boston. Well, hold on, what Jimmy Butler did? Hold on, motherfuckers.
Yeah, time out, man. What y'all doing?
Yeah. The last time I checked, you got to beat the Eastern and the Western Conference champions,
right,
before you can put anybody else before them. Now, since they put everybody before the Eastern or the Western Conference finals. Right. Now, Denver just won the goddamn finals.
Right.
They got Phoenix, they got Lakers, they got like 2 teams over Denver. Now, where do they do that at? See the level of disrespect, bro. The level of disrespect. Bro, we the Eastern and Western Conference finals. How do y'all put people over us? But I get it. I understand. This is, especially in the East now. I can't speak for the West. When it comes to Miami, I don't give a damn. They ain't gonna never put nobody. They ain't gonna never put Miami over nobody. Even, bro, look, they still got us 5th place, even if we get Dame.
Right. Even if y'all get Dame, they got y'all finishing.
Even if we get Dame, they can be
barely with 50 wins. Yeah.
Now tell me the disrespect ain't real.
Right.
Yeah. But Miami love it. And I'm telling you something, man. We just a different culture. I don't even think we're right unless the motherfucker hating on us. I don't even think Miami gonna feel right. If they try to give us respect, we probably end up 0-82.
Right.
We ain't gonna know how the folks feel.
Right.
We probably end up 0-82, bro. If in the NBA give us respect, I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
Right.
Because Miami just live off that. Okay, yeah, we need you to keep doubtings. We need you to keep disrespect.
Right.
We need you to do that. Because like you said in the beginning, hold on, man. You can't keep saying luck, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can't keep doing luck.
They done did it too many times.
Yeah.
You done did it too many times.
Yeah, you can't keep saying luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
so let me do this just really quick, man. I just want to thank y'all, man, for coming and hanging out with us, man. I really enjoyed.
No problem,
bro. Greg, you talking about a fast 90 minutes, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, you talking about a Big Tone, you talking about a fast 90 minutes, bro?
It always go, man.
Man, so let me do this, man. Thank y'all.
It always
for coming
do that
on.
when you have content.
Oh, no doubt. And I hope that we can do it again at some point. I hope we can just the three of us getting get Spurs, Heat. Maybe we can mix it up with some Knicks and Hawks and Heat and Spurs or so. Maybe we can kind of
email me, nephew.
Yeah, man. I got
just email me. I don't care when you want to do it. Just email me. Give me a heads up. Let me know. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
I got you.
Just let me know.
I got you. I got you. You know that. I told you that from the beginning. I was hoping that we could do it, sooner, but we had to get the schedules lined up, right? But let me tell the fan bases. So the crossover is happening tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern Standard Time with yours truly, Uncle Freezie from Blorange Tears, the #1 chief rocker in Knicks universe. It'll be also Demand and the Atlanta analyst from We Talk Hawks TV, and it'll also be King Kai and Rel from We Talk Mavs, and we're gonna do our bi-weekly crossover where we just chop it up. So I'm inviting everybody to come through and hang out with us. And then maybe if we can get these guys away from their channel at some point, maybe we can integrate them into the conversation. But we'll see how things go, because what people don't know is running a YouTube channel keeps you busy. If you have a life, if you have a life and YouTube, you ain't got time for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Right.
Basically. So salute to Greg, man. Greg, great job, man.
Uncle Freezie, I just wanted to real quick take a time to thank you for having me on and letting me be on your platform.
No doubt.
I told you off screen how much I admire you, how much work you put into this, and how much you're always grinding and always doing. Shout out to everybody in the chat for welcoming Nick Nation. He got heat in there. Big Tone, I have never met you before, but the energy you bring, the passion you bring, you bring Heat culture with you, and you could feel it through the screen. And I mean, it's a pleasure being on the screen with you also.
We definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, and vice versa, man. That same thing, man. Shout out to nephew, Uncle Freezie, man, and good meeting you, nephew. Greg, man, from the Spurs, man, and man, I want to do this again, man, because we just gotta keep these streams going. Because personally, I think we're gonna take it away from all these mainstream bastards, these politically correct people, man, who just paid to lie, paid to keep everything politically correct, not telling the truth, not breaking it down to, getting a real feel from people, the fans, and everybody who really want to, just don't want to be politically correct, man. You got to, say what they want you to say and all that. And it don't always work like that, man. Some people want genuine, you know what I mean? Some people just want to give a perspective of that barbershop feel. I don't want to always hold my tongue. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to just go in, and because even on my stream, like I told them, I'm old school. I'm going to try to calm down on the cussing, but boy, these young boys, your nephew, they take me there, boy. I swear to God.
They will put a
but I'm getting there. Yeah. I'm getting there though. I'm doing good. I'm getting there, man. But when I go in, and people like the legit, the legitimacy, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that barbershop feel, that barbershop talk. You understand what I'm saying? And not just staged. Everything is not staged. Everything's not pre-written. You know, sometimes you mess up your words, and sometimes you mess up a quote or whatever the case may be. And that's what people like. And so salute to you, nephew. Salute to nephew Greg, man. Both of y'all, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. Hey, man, I want to do it again. So, you know, nephew, Greg, if you put something together, man, and you want to do it, man, just let me know, man.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Mind, you know, nephew,
the long off season.
My, email. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nephew, send you my email, man, and let's chop it up, man. You know, I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, man, no doubt.
My team. What I always tell them is my team against your team. That's all it is. That's all it is, man.
And respect to everybody that think that way. Like, if you're not representing your team, who is?
That's why the name is Spurs versus everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
There you go.
And so, chat. Thank y'all for rocking. Hey, fellas, stay right here. I just gotta ask y'all something. But thank you everybody for watching. The crossover will be on tomorrow morning at 11. Come check us out. We'll see y'all then.